Member from Thornhill.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I want to first state that we remember here on this side of the House Ted Chudley. He was the former member for Halton Hills, and he passed the, it was Bill 66 in 1998, an act to proclaim Holocaust Memorial Day, Yom Hashoah, in Ontario. So we want to thank him for his great work. It's an honour and a privilege to rise each year and to speak before our distinguished guests. We have Barit Galam from the Israeli Consulate here in Toronto, as well as many of the board members from Yad Vashem Society and Holocaust survivors, their family, their friends, and good friends of my family, Jocelyn and Jerry Cooper from my riding of Thornhill. There's a movie out in the theaters now called The Zookeeper's Wife, and it's based on a non-fiction book written by a poet and a naturalist, Diane Ackerman. And she's drawing on the unpublished diary of Antonina Zabinska, and it recounts a true story of how she and her husband, Jan Zabinski, director of the Warsaw Zoo, saved the lives of 300 Jews who had been imprisoned in the Warsaw Ghetto following the German invasion of Poland on September 1st, 1939. And basically what happens is that the zoo had been bombed and damaged, and many of the animals were killed. But this family with their son were obviously not Jewish, but they were fighting with the resistance against the Nazi occupation of Poland. And what they began to do is, covertly, they began working with the resistance and bringing Jews who were trying to hide from the Nazis, often temporarily, into the zoo. And I haven't seen the movie yet, but I wanted to speak about it today because I want to encourage people to understand that there were many, what Yad Vashem terms, righteous among the nations, who helped Jews escape, who saved Jewish lives, and we always remember them on this day while we mourn those who were slaughtered. I think it's an interesting story for a lot of reasons, because they had sympathy for animals, and I like to feel that that translates into their sympathy for human beings. And they even gave names of animals to the Jewish families that they were hiding. One family was called the Squirrels and things like that. And they couldn't keep it up for very long, Mr. Speaker, for the simple reason that they had staff that came during the day that were suspicious about why so much food was being consumed. So you could see all the challenges that they faced. Their own lives were in danger, and in fact, they were punished for what they had done. The story revolves around the fact that she was a very, established piano player, and there was a certain song that all the Jews knew meant go into hiding if she played that song. And she played a different song when it was safe to come out. So we see the resistance that people have, the strong, how strong we can be in the face of adversity. And I think that that is the message from the Holocaust. We've also heard many statements today about the Armenian genocide, and there are many in the Jewish community who feel that the Armenian genocide encouraged the Nazis to have their own genocide against the Jews. They felt, wow, the world didn't care. So they felt very comfortable with what they were doing. And just yesterday, there was, I believe one of the members mentioned, there was an article in the Toronto Star about a professor who's finding more data on the Armenian genocide, and we keep uncovering, unfortunately, more data on the Holocaust as well. I just want to say that Yad Vashem is an organization, as well as the memorial in Israel, and with their beautiful garden, a testament to the righteous among the nations. And it's a museum you really have to spend a whole day there, and even then you haven't touched on all the displays and everything there is to learn and to witness. It's difficult, but it's important that we not just remember the horrific things that were done to those in the Jewish community, but that we ensure that we try our best to ensure that this doesn't keep continuing. And unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, we see what's going on in Syria, we saw what went on in Rwanda, and it's very heartbreaking for people who went through the Holocaust to wake up in the morning and see that the world isn't perfect still. After everything that they suffered, I think they really thought, well, at least now the world will understand anti-Semitism and understand genocide, and unfortunately that's not the case. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Normally the mourners' Kaddish, as it's called, is recited for a close relative. People come to visit mourners for the week after they've passed away. We call it Shiva. Shiva's from the Hebrew word 7. And for 11 months after a close relative, such as a parent, passes away, we recite it, and then we recite it on specific days, on specific holidays, in synagogues or wherever we may be. Today we're standing to recite the Kaddish in memory of 6 million who perished in the Holocaust, who don't have anybody to recite it for them, because, Mr. Speaker, not just families were wiped out, entire villages were gone. So please join me. If you, we're going to break protocol, because normally people can't talk in the galleries. Is it okay with you, Mr. Speaker, if people recite in the galleries? Thank you very much. Yitgadal v'yitgadash mei rabah, be'alma di v'ra kuroteh, v'yamlich malchuteh b'chayechon u'b'yomechon, u'v'chaye dachal Beit Yisrael, Bagala Bisman Kariv Veimru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbav Uvarach Le'olam U'le'almei Alameya Yitbarach Yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitraman V'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yitalev V'yitalal Shmei Kudsha Brichu Leile min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da meiran balma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba mi shamaya, v'chayin aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Ose shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.